Well, hello there, motherfuckers. Some requests on here for me to talk about Cody Rhodes getting released from WWE. How do I feel about this? Not happy. You know, Cody Rhodes had some potential. I don't think as much as a guy like Damian Sandow. But, you know, really, I don't think that Cody Rhodes would have ever been the top guy. You know, Rhodes always said that he wrote a huge post explaining about his displeasure with WWE, and that's why he walked away. And I respect the guy a lot for that. You know, he didn't like the company. He fucking walked away from it. That's like something Dolph Ziggler should do. You know, except, you know, Ziggler should be getting so much more. He's way more talented than Cody Rhodes. He should have walked away like he's been threatening to do for years. But Cody Rhodes, I don't see the guy as a top guy. He was writing in his post that he thinks that he would be the top guy. You know, he was telling Triple H he was begging to be given a chance, and he never got that big chance. You know, they let him have feuds with Randy Orton and shit, but, you know, the thing is, they did give him small chances, and it was mostly due to the writing. You know, they never gave him the opportunity to truly get over with the crowd, and that's probably what cost him. You know, a group like Legacy could have got Cody Rhodes over, but they had Orton just completely wipe them the fuck out at WrestleMania, if you guys remember, at 26. You know, didn't he like pin both of them in the ring in a triple threat match? So they had Orton just bury Legacy, and that was probably like the nail in the coffin right off the bat for Cody Rhodes. Cody also, I liked what they were doing with the gimmick, with the disfigured, with Rey Mysterio kicking him in the face. It was giving him a chance to cut some, you know, dark promos with a little bit more depth. The guy showed little flashes of charisma, but it wasn't like this guy had, you know, amazing charisma. What he did is Stardust, you know, that was completely ridiculous. They tried to make him like Goldust, but even more bizarre, and it just didn't work. You know, him making hissing noises and jumping up on the barricade and putting his hands together to form a star, it was not enough. The guy tried, though. I'll give him that. It was a ridiculous gimmick, but he tried to get it over. And at first, it was a little bit over, but then people realized just how fucking ridiculous it was. You know, I always, you know, cry and scream and complain in these videos. You know, I'm not gonna deny that I want characters and people with charisma in WWE. And you might be saying, hey, but there was a character right there, Brad. Well, yes, it was a character. A shitty one, and I've said it time and time again. Give me characters that are actually good characters that actually matter, that are going to leave an impression on people. That's not what I'm getting here from fucking Cody Rhodes, you know, with being Stardust. So Cody was trying to lobby to get them to take the Stardust gimmick off of him again and make him be Cody Rhodes. He was dropping all these hints on Twitter, and they were like ignoring him. He was saying that these writers didn't give a shit, that they were pretending to listen, they were too busy hitting on developmental divas and NXT and, you know, a whole bunch of shit that he was writing that, you know, basically he was getting ignored. He wanted to be Cody Rhodes again, and he was getting ignored. So the guy was insulted, he was unhappy, and he left. And I respect the guy for it. What can I fucking say? You know, that's exactly how it should go. If they're doing a shitty idea, you know, and forcing it on him. And he's not happy, and he's, you know, taking all the necessary steps to be vocal about it, voice his displeasure, and if he's getting nowhere, then he leaves. You know, that's like how it is, not just being a wrestler, but in any job. If you're not where you want to be at that job, if you're not happy with the management, if you're not happy with your coworkers and just the entire environment, then you leave and you get something else. Now, I don't know what the fuck else Cody Rhodes is going to do. Is he going to go to TNA? You know, there's not a lot of fucking other options for the guy, you know, where he can look good. Yeah, I'm sure they'll cater to him in TNA and let him be Cody Rhodes again. But, you know, what are they going to do with him? They're going to fucking put him against Drew McIntyre? I mean, yeah, that'll really get him over. So, I don't really know. Maybe he's going to retire, take a break, but I think that the guy is going to go to, like, New Japan or some shit like that, which, you know, I don't think that's a smart move at all, to abandon all that money, but I guess he really hated being Stardust. It's just like, nowadays, quitting WWE to go to another company is pretty fucking foolish, because Cody Rhodes is not going to make as much money, and I don't think that he's ever going to be that big star like, you know, he thinks that he's going to be. You know, everybody thinks that they're a big star. Even Vince Russo had said it in the Wrestling Inc. podcast. All these guys always thought that they could be a big star. You know, they come up to him. You know, and you know this. Like, everybody's going to think that they're the next Stone Cold, that they're the next Rock, that they're the next Triple H or Undertaker. And, you know, some of these guys are not. I'm sure Adam Rose thought the same thing about himself, who was also released. You know, they're all going to think that they've got the potential to make it big, but we obviously know. We look at certain guys, and we just know that, you know, that fucking, you know, Bo Dallas is never going to be the next Rock. You know, you just can kind of see who could be the face of the company and who can't. Certain guys give off a certain air and others don't. And with the case of Cody Rhodes, my personal opinion, he didn't look like the face of the company. He didn't look like he could really be more than a mid-carder. You know, the guy was good, but he wasn't great. You know what I mean? I'd seen quite enough matches of him. You know, I think some of his best performances were probably in the matches with him and his brother Goldust, when they were the tag champions. That was probably the most invested that I was ever in Cody Rhodes, like, as far as an in-ring performer. As far as his character, you know, that would be when he was doing the disfigured gimmick. I think that's probably when he was at the top of his game, and also dashing Cody Rhodes wasn't that bad. So the guy had potential, but, you know, I think the perfect example is he's like a Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett never deserved to be a top guy in WCW, never deserved to be more than a mid-carder, because he was good, but he wasn't great, and he didn't deserve to get near the world title or anything like that, because, you know, I mean, just picture in your head, really picture Cody Rhodes with the world title. Does that really seem right to you? You know, some people thought it was a weird sight to see Daniel Bryan with it. But Daniel Bryan had an undeniable presence. Cody Rhodes really didn't. It's like, you saw the guy and you're like, okay, why should I care? You know, it didn't really seem like the spotlight was on him. It didn't really seem like all eyes were on Cody Rhodes. It's kind of more that I think he just felt that way, you know, and it's good. The guy believes in himself and everything, but, you know, we're the people looking at Cody Rhodes, and I think that's pretty much the truth. But anyway, best of luck to him. Seems like a decent guy. Seems like a guy of principles, which I could respect, and, You know, if he's unhappy with the product, he's following his dreams, and I don't know what those other dreams are. TNA, which are just dreams that will be eventually smashed, but what the fuck ever. Best of luck to him.